our GCSE subjects is an important and a tough decision for all of us because there are certain subjects on there that we've never studied before or have never experienced. We all have a few questions in our minds regarding the subject choices, and I'm sure we'd all love to get them clarified. Over the course of the last couple of months, we've had our questions answered by several people, including our class teachers, Nitya ma'am, and the subject teachers themselves. But we also wanted to interview students who've studied the subjects and have a clear knowledge of them. So, to gain a better understanding of the subject choices and to make our decisions a little easier, we've invited two students from AS levels to take part in this interview. We have Srinidhi, who will be answering questions about additional mathematics, and Vali, who will be answering questions about economics. Before we begin, we'd like to thank them both for taking the time to join us and be a part of this interview.
Okay, can I start with the AMAT questions?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so the first question is one we've asked many people, but we wanted to ask someone who'd actually gone through the process. Are the AS levels easier because you've taken AMAT, or are they more difficult if you've taken extended math?
Yeah, definitely. And that's a question, like you said, you probably asked a lot of people, and it's something that even I have heard many times. And actually, the answer is yes, like you would expect. Pure math in AS level becomes a lot easier after you've taken AMAT. And that's simply because the AMAT syllabus is almost identical to AS level pure math syllabus. But then again, that being said, I liked how you asked, is AS level math easier because of AMAT, or is it harder because you took extended math? So my answer is it's easier because you took AMAT, but it's not harder because you took extended math. I know a lot of students in pure math or in AS level right now that took extended math and are doing really well. So don't be worried if you're taking extended math. It's very easy to catch up as long as you put a little bit of extra effort. Of course, taking AMAT is helpful for you, but the actual course is designed for you to take extended math first and then go into AS levels. So you don't have to worry. Either one you take, you can do well in AS levels.
Okay, cool. So the next question is, the additional math syllabus is mostly focused on algebra. So will the students who take ADMath miss out on the concepts that are in extended math, like geometry?
Yeah, so I really like this question because it's actually not something that I gave any thought to when I joined AdMath. But yeah, after taking it, I do realize that AdMath does not cover all the portions that extended math does. And like you said, geometry is one of the main ones that we don't focus on. But when you call it missing out, I feel like there are different ways that you can interpret it. So academically, I don't think you're missing out much because there are very few concepts that I found that are missing that are needed for A levels. And even those that are missing, you don't have to worry too much because the teacher always catches you up, right? But then missing out on a personal level, yeah, I do feel bad sometimes. I didn't learn everything that my peers did. And also some competitive exams, they ask some questions like the SAT. There are some things that I found that were taught in extended math, but was not taught in AdMath. So in a few places, you might feel like you're missing out, but it's always really easy to catch up, and it's not a huge cost anyways.
Okay, thanks. So the third question is, what in your opinion is the greatest advantage and greatest drawback of taking AdMath?
Could you just repeat the question? Sorry, for me, it got frozen in the middle.
What in your opinion is the greatest advantage of taking AdMath and the greatest drawback of taking AdMath?
Okay, so when it comes to AdMath, actually, the greatest thing that I would say is more than difficulty, the thing that demands, or the thing that the subject demands, is really commitment. And actually, in our batch at least, AdMath started with around 20 students. And then after a few weeks, it was reduced to 10 students. And that's because our teacher at the time, Chaitanya sir, was really emphasizing how he only wanted students that were willing to put in the effort and dedication needed for the subject. So that just goes to show that ad math is pretty tough. The concepts can be like pretty complex, and in order to keep up, you have to make sure that you're constantly clarifying your doubts and like doing homework and everything. So it is a huge commitment. So that's the disadvantage, right? Because of the amount of time that you have to spend on ad math itself, you may not have as much quality time to spend on your other subjects, and that might like either stress you out or even impact your grades on other subjects. But then the huge advantage is the one that you already asked a question about. We can really like relax this year. All like the effort, all the extra effort that you put in ninth and 10th for ad math, like it carries forward into 11th. So of course in AS level there are two papers. For those of you that don't know, like we have pure math paper and mechanics paper. So pure math is pretty much identical to ad math. So because you put in so much extra effort in ad math, you can really relax in pure math.
Okay, thanks. I only have one question left, and it's a pretty simple question. So, what kind of projects, what kind of activities do you do in additional math?
Okay, so when it comes to projects, I feel like in IGCSE as a whole, we don't do a lot of projects. Mostly because, you know, when it comes to ninth and 10th, teachers are really focusing on getting you prepared for board exams. So like projects, of course, they're a really great way of learning, but they're also very time consuming, I guess. So I don't think, at least you guys will get to do a lot of projects. In ninth, though, I do remember in ad math, we made like a poster of a certain concept, and it was displayed on like our class board for a while. But other than that, like I guess I don't remember what other projects we might have done. But anyways, like the subject itself, projects aren't a really main part of it. But when it comes to activities, like I guess math, you just do a lot of questions. In ad math specifically, questions can be like really, really fun to discuss. So I guess that in itself is an activity. Like he'll just display one question and then we'll spend the whole period like arguing about it. So it's really fun for me at least because I really like doing that. But yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's about it for ad math. So, I'll pass it on to Meghna to ask about economics now.
Thank you.